Hey, good afternoon. I am Lisa with Lisa Boone Designs. And I just hopped on a little bit early because we wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be any issues with the live feed. I am streaming live into Royclycled Treasures Facebook page. I'm also, oh, I forgot to take that off. I apologize for that. I did not mean, I'm so sorry. I did not mean for that to be on there. I apologize. Anyway, I am Lisa with Lisa Boone Designs. I am a Royclycled Treasures decoupage retailer, and I am so excited about this spring release and to be able to kick off the craft night in. So as you're hopping on, let me know that you're watching. I'm just gonna make sure that everything is going on here as it needs to be. Let me know that you can hear me. Let me know that you're watching, where you're watching from. Hop on and let's have fun. Hi, Aracelis, ¿cómo estás? So the spring release. Did you guys see Royce? She was just live just a little bit ago showing all of the beautiful papers. I'm also live on YouTube, so welcome to my YouTube friends. So we each got to choose one paper, and immediately I chose this one because I love this one's called Pressed Flowers. I love flowers, but I also love butterflies. And there's a little bit of goodness in every single nook and cranny. I mean, and the colors are just divine. I just love this paper. I can't wait to play with it. Thank you for sprinkling. Thank you, friends. So can you see this? Can you see all of the goodness? Oh my goodness. I love this paper. And these decoupage papers, if you're new, if you're watching on my page, you should know about the Royclycled goodness. But these are really large. It's 21 by 29? Is that it? It used to be 20 by 30. Help me out, Royce, if you're watching. I want to make sure that everything is good. Am I on the Royce page? Because I don't, normally she would have hopped on. I was just chatting with her. Just want to make sure. Someone said, love it, but, okay. All right, it looks like we're good. So I want to do some paper crafting. And so I just thought something different. I usually do furniture when I'm on these lives, and I've done some small things, but I just thought I want to do furniture. I mean, paper crafting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this paper down in manageable sizes because they're so large. I mean, this really is perfect. If you wanted to do a huge mixed media piece of art, you could do that. And so what I did some prepping before I went live. And so I took an envelope that I got in the mail. This actually came from Lexi or Royce, I guess, for the paper that I was going to use. And so I took that yellow envelope, which is a quite hideous color. You might like it. I don't know. I don't like it. So what I did was I folded it how I wanted it to be. And then I painted it using DIY paint. You can paint paper, y'all. So if you've never tried that, it's super fun. I don't want the yellow to mess me up. Hold on. I'm getting all kinds of notifications. So I forgot to put my do not disturb on. Hi, Becky from Arizona. Are you near Royce? Arizona is such a beautiful state. I only got to go to Phoenix one time, right outside Phoenix, I guess. So anyway, I took this envelope that I got my paper sent to me in, and then I painted it, and then I folded it like this. So this is gonna be my flap that's gonna hold my journal together. So I did that so that I could have time to play. And I didn't want to paint over this. I think I could have, but I think I just did the back side. So I'm gonna take this paper, and I decided I really love this for my cover. So see this beautiful, beautiful images right there with that, and then that on the back side. I thought that was so good. So I'm trying to get this on here. I'm going to angle this down a little bit. Far from Roy's? Oh, you're far? Okay. That's a shame. But it's still the same state, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. So there's this really cute little butterfly right here, and I don't want to cut her up. In my world, it's a girl, right? And so I want to go ahead and line this up, but I want the box. So I'll show it to you here in a second. I'm just going to cut under here. Maybe I cut a little bit lower. I can always add some trim, and I probably will. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Let me know if you are a junk journaler, if you are a paper crafter. Let me know. Give me some hearts and let me know if you are one of those people. I love these colors, and I thought it's so perfect. Okay, so we're going to use more and more of these. Hey, Tammy. Hey, 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 girl. That's my girl, Tammy. She is an amazing artist as well, and she does journals. So I'm doing a journal today. So this is what it's going to look like. And so I want to decoupage. This is going to be my front cover. I just need to figure out how I want this. So can you see? I want this here. So this is like my main thing. And then I could always use the excess paper. Save your scraps, right? Save your scraps, because scraps are gold. Mixed media paper crafting. Yay, yeah. Patricia, hey Lisa. Hey Patricia. She says, hi Lisa. I love to make journals. And this paper is awesome. Hi, Mike. Hey, Colleen. Is that Colleen or is that really Mike? They try to trick you sometimes. The new papers are gorgeous. They are gorgeous. Is it Mike or Colleen? Let me know. All right. I left my glue last night. Let me see if I can actually use this one. I left my glue open and it crusted over. And so I was like struggling. I think it's going to work. I was struggling. So you could actually decoupage this with any kind of medium that you would like. Sometimes I use liquid patina, which is by DIY Paint, on paper. You could use, you know, any decoupage medium or whatever you want. I'm just going to go ahead and glue this on. I painted this with DIY Paint just because I didn't want that yellow popping through, because as you know, or maybe you don't know, when you are, I'll just go ahead and glue the whole thing. When you are decoupaging tissue paper, and this is 18-pound tissue paper, when you're decoupaging it, whatever you have on the background, hey sweetie, been a long time since I caught you live. Hey Betty, yeah, it has been a long time. You know, the color will pop through. I did another journal like this with an envelope, and I regretted not decoupaging it or painting it. And so I just knew as soon as I got this envelope that I was going to paint it, because I hated seeing the yellow popping through. And that one I had made into a prayer journal. Wait a minute, I think it's right here. Is this it? Yeah, this is actually it. So let me just show you. Maybe we can use that. So I made this, and I didn't, see, you could see the orange. See that? I hated that. So I made this one, I made pockets, and I might make pockets on that one. There's still time to do that, but I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna take my paper and I'm gonna hold it really tight, and I'm going to get it on here. Make sure that I can cover everything. And see, you can actually use I just use regular glue. I love this Yoo-hoo stick because it is non-toxic. Can you really, let me lower this a little bit more. My tripod's a little bit weird. Okay, there we go. I think you can see that. So even when you're doing the glue, you don't want any air pockets. You want this to really stick on here. And if you want, there's several ways that you could seal this. Hey, Renee from Rainy Day Vintage. My words are all, I've been tongue-tied all day. I keep saying the wrong things. I broke my nail. I broke this nail. I literally broke this nail just now, and then everything was falling. I've been having a day. But we're gonna have fun. There's something about gluing paper and cutting paper that is so good for you. I don't know if that is your story. That is my story, and I love it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I am gonna wrap this around. So this is my flap, and oh yes, look. So this is my cover. This is gonna be my flap. We're going to put a little notch in here. This is what I usually forget. I get so excited to get into the thing that I always forget how I'm going to close, what closure or what type of closure I'm gonna use. So I made sure that I had my chiffon thing right here and my little cutter, because I don't want to forget, because I want to use this to wrap around. See, like this one, I got ahead of myself, I got excited, but you can always save it. I just decoupage something else over it and put my sari silk underneath, but I had wanted to put it inside. So there's different ways, and you can add lace. Like I said, there's so many different ways that you can do it. I love that you're using an envelope. Oh, thank you, Royce. Or do you say envelope or envelope? I go back and forth because, you know, from New York and then moving to the South, sometimes I don't know how to say certain things. But I love this. And so I'm using all kinds of envelopes. I have this envelope. I already started this. We're going to make some tags. And this is just an envelope that I had cut up I just wanted this part, and then the other parts can be used as a pocket. And then like I have biscotti, a box of biscotti, see, like literally, and I cut them up for different tags. I'm not sure if I'll use them here, but I did cut up some packaging. These are these little boxes, and these boxes are great for covers. They are, I buy my little S hooks, and so I keep these boxes because they're great. And so I cut a piece off that we're gonna decoupage and make a tag out of, and then I've got some other stuff. So we're gonna just play. We've got a little bit of time, so I don't want to give it all away, but stay tuned because we're gonna have fun. Yeah, bookmarks. Yes, bookmarks, tags. There's so much that you can do with your junk, the stuff that you are gonna throw away. You can literally use it in your crafting. And you know, Royce does a lot of that. She's very inspirational, and so you get so many good ideas from her. So I'm just gonna pull this in, and again, I just glued it down. I'm thinking that that's what I started saying like earlier. You can seal it with a decoupage medium, with gel medium, with whatever you would like, with glue, a mixture of glue and water, or you can wax it. And I had someone ask me, and I told them that I was going to talk about it and do a live, and I'll probably do a separate live about that. But let me just show you. I made this envelope. I did a jelly print, and then I lined it. So this is like 2 different papers, and I made an envelope, which I'm planning on doing today with, if I have enough time, with another piece of the paper. This is actually wax. Can you hear it? Like, it just feels so good. Like, because it's been here for like a couple of weeks now. When I first did it, it's a little bit rougher, but it just has this really cool texture and feel. If you've never, potato, good. If you've never tried waxing the paper, it's super, super fun. So that's what I think I'm going to do with this one, is I'm going to wax it. Like whenever my wax gets to the very bottom, like I save it. Like, I mean, I have minimal wax here. I'm going to be playing with that one. Okay. All right. So this is it. So now I've got all of this in here, and I was looking for my other bone folder, but I didn't find it. So I'm just going to go ahead and just run it through because I want to make sure that it's completely covered. So I'm going to tell you a story. I got to meet Royce in person in Colorado at Carmen's. And if you have not been on the TikToks, you need to go on the TikToks because we have a little dance that we did together. She was like, will you dance with me? I was like, of course I will. Hello. I dance all the time. I dance by myself. I'm standing up, I'm shaking, I'm dancing all the time. And I just saw another video that she did recently, and she started dancing by herself. I'm like, oh girl, that's right. You don't need anybody to dance with. You can dance all by yourself. It's so much fun. And see, now it's nice. I can see that really did a good job. And if not, wait, let me see. Here's a little bit wrinkled. I'm gonna just go over it. I don't want to rip it. It is tissue paper, but this doesn't have any sharp edges, and so I like that one because it's curved. So now what I'm gonna do is, I guess I should just, it'll help reinforce it. I'm debating. Do I want to make a pocket? I guess I won't. I'll go ahead and I'll glue it down. And what I'm gonna do on the inside is decoupage the inside. And I have some signatures. If you're new to journaling, if you're new to junk journaling, you can create your signatures, and it's just the pages that are inside. You can create multiple signatures or one signature. Math will earn you money, not happiness. Okay, I'm not sure what that was about. That's on YouTube's. Yeah, that was fun, Royce. Royce is so much fun. We actually sat together at the conference, so that was fun. So, not the conference, but the workshop. All right, so here we go. So now it's all nice and done. So what I want to do is I want to use my crocodile to create a hole, and then I'm going to put a brad, and I'm going to use my chiffon to close it. So I'm going to figure out, usually I use sari silk, but I decided that I wanted to use this chiffon. Look at how like beautiful, like I have different colors. There is a cream one that I have, but I just thought I'll use the white. And I think I'm going to do it so that I can wrap it around a couple of times. If I decide that it's too long, I can always cut it and like trim something or use it as like the top of the tag. Like you can create like a little tab, you know, on the top of a tag. That's super fun. See what I mean? I've been dropping everything. I'm just going to let it drop. Whatever. Whatever. All right. So I'm going to take this and we're going to make a hole. And I think I'm going to use black. I usually use, let me see, maybe the copper. Oh, I think the copper would look really pretty. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to do it. So I always did it in the middle. And my friend Grace, who is an awesome, awesome artist, she's like, you know, she does it a third of the way down or a third of the way up. And I was like, I really like that because I like doing things like in thirds or, you know, it just makes it appealing. So I just think that instead of doing it halfway here, I'm going to make the hole here. And I'm going to use this one. I've got to turn it to face me. And I think I'm going to do it right near that leaf. I don't want to take away from the leaf. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little piece of this in the middle there. I probably should have put a hole in it. Let me do another hole in it. Oops, this one. I could glue it too. It's flimsy. Okay, there we go. It's hard to make a hole with that, but here we go. So now I'm going to close it up. Gotta do it this way. Okay, and then clamp it. You drop everything. See, if I was at home, my dogs, yeah, they would be all over because they're usually at my feet. Okay. So, and what I will do is, this is here, I will probably bunch this up and do something pretty onto that side. But now I've got this, so this is how I will wrap it up. And then just probably do something like that. Just, you know, something simple. Just because I'm going to be in and out of it. And so there's that. So what I was saying earlier is my signatures, I wanted to sew them in, but I didn't want to take time doing that with you. If you're interested in that, I'll probably be doing some junk journals coming soon on my Facebook page. But I have all of my signatures. If I can find them. What did I do with them? Oh my word. What did I do with them? I don't know what I did with them. Here they are. Okay. So what I did was I took a really big envelope and I cut it. I cut some of it because I needed it to fit inside. And then I figured out how I wanted this to close. So all of my papers will come right in here and they'll be sewn in. And then this is what it would look like. And then it could get fatter and chunky depending on what you put in. So I'm just going to show you really quickly. We're not going to focus so much on this, but I'm going to show you how I put it together. So I just, and there's no rhyme or wrong, or there's no right or wrong reason. So I have this here. I'm probably going to use this as a pocket to put something in, or and then decoupage it. And then whenever I print stuff and then I misprint or I don't need that, I use it. I have a bin at home and I just put all of my papers that instead of throwing them away, I use them for journals. So I have like this one that I was scanning it in, and I might leave it, it's my handwriting. Then I was jelly printing. So I've got some jelly print paper. This is actually Royce's stencil. I didn't even realize that. This is the invoice stencil. I forget the name of it. Royce helped me. So that's actually what that is. And then there's another paper that I printed. This is another one. I'll show you the whole thing. I was jelly printing, and that's her stencil. Then I love to jelly print with deli paper. You hear that noise? So I'm just gonna put that in there, and that's just like a filler paper. And this was see the sound that it makes when it's been wet and then dry? I just love that ledger. Thank you for the next. She's actually coming on after me, Kim Rowe. So make sure that you follow everyone. I'll tell you the lineup here in a second. So that's that paper. And then I just nestled them all together. I'm using another envelope. We went to this hunting auction and I saw that envelope and it's really slick. Again, it's yellow, but I'm gonna decoupage it. And I'm gonna put that in there because then, like when you add things that you got in the mail, like I know I got this from Royce, and like you remember it, you remember all of the things. So it's really cool to put it all together. And then what you do is you literally poke holes and you can sew it in a couple of different ways. You just want to make sure all of your papers are together and firmly in place. And I usually like to have like different size papers coming in and out, but you would just sew it in here and then it's in there for good. Let me tell you what the lineup is really quickly. So again, For the Nest with Kim Rowe is next. at 4 p.m. This is all Central Time. 5 p.m. is Vintage Revival Design Co. with Michelle. I got to meet her too. She's awesome in Colorado. 6 p.m. Aunt B's Attic with Beth. 7 p.m. Lexi. Lexi was there too this last year. She'll be on live. I know she's gonna do something amazing. Furniture Facelift with Mike and Colleen. Colleen was there too. This is like a reunion. This is a Colorado reunion. And then of course, the queen herself, she's gonna finish us strong at 9 p.m. So, all right, so let's go ahead and put this to the side really quickly. And then I want to figure out what I want to do. I want to make my tag. So if you're just joining, what is jelly printing? Hold up. Jelly printing, G-E-L-L-I. This is my, it's this mat, and see, like, I've been having fun. You put your paint, whatever paint, you roll it on. You can add stencils like I did with Royce's and create texture and layers and so much goodness. There's so many things that you can do with it. So like, I roll my brayer on all of these papers, and then I have these papers for other things. Like this has been jelly printed on. So it's just creating your own papers. You can do image transfers on there. There's so much that you can do. It is so much fun. You never did anything like this before, Kim? Oh my goodness. Okay, Farm Ledger it's called. Okay. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I want this tag to go inside of here. So this is my cardboard that I should have thrown away, but I'm gonna make a tag out of it. We're gonna put that tag in here, and I'm gonna close this up with some glue, and it's gonna sit in my journal in a pocket or a tuck spot, and then I can pull this out. It's pretty on the front, but then on the back side, I could have some really pretty paper and have it as a journaling thing. So that's what we're gonna create. So we're gonna decoupage this. And then I also have a couple of other things that we're gonna decoupage. We're gonna make an envelope, so stay tuned. So now I just need, oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use these, well, I think I'm gonna use these little critters right here. All right. I love butterflies. I love butterflies because they inspire me. I don't like bugs. Like, I hate bugs. But let me go ahead and cut it out. Let me just cut it out with the scissors. But I love what the butterflies represent. Although that would be pretty. Hold on a second, guys. Because they represent transformation, and you know, they have to go through a huge process. I'm going to cut this whole thing. And after they push through that whole process, they're transformed into something beautiful. So all of the ugly things that happen in our life, you know, how much ugly do we have in our life? But you know, when you push through and you're transformed into something beautiful and different, you know, like Romans 12:2 says you're transformed by the renewing of your mind. It reminds me of that, like pushing through, keep on, and this too shall pass, and you're transformed. So I love this. Now I left it a dark color. You were at the Colorado retreat also, Linda. Everyone was so generous, and your dance was adorable. Aw, thank you. We had fun. I think we had a lot of fun. In general, I love Carmen, and I love being around beautiful women. They're so inspirational and so much fun. All right, I have a little bit short. I cut a little bit short, but see, I just glued that on here. Now, if you wanted, you could wrap this around, but I actually don't want to waste that. I want to utilize that. So what's cool about when you use glue and when you're crafting, look, you could use, if you're using a decoupage medium, then you would let this dry, and then you can sand it off just like you would when you're doing mixed media or furniture. So you can do it that way. But I'm gonna do this, and then all of these precious little pieces I'm gonna save, and it's gonna be awesome. So my stomach is growling. Friday nights are date night, so I don't eat a lot, and I'm ready. I'm ready. We are, so that's gonna be cute. I think that's gonna be super, super cute. All right, so now we don't wanna leave this like this because I do want to cover up the back side. How's my time? 3:25. Okay, so let me show you. I can take any of these jelly printed papers. I love to decoupage with books. I have a lot of, a lot of Bible pages, encyclopedia. I have concordances, old books, and I love the texture and the color of them. So I use them a lot. Like this is a dictionary, I think, or is it a dictionary. We're gonna take this big page of concordance, that's next, and we're gonna do something really fun with it. And then I also love to take pattern paper, so we might do a combination. I do have some watercolor. I like to play with watercolor as well, and I had stamped this one, but I think that's gonna make it a little bit too thick. So I like to use a thicker material to make my tags with, because so they're not so flimsy. That's why I like to use either multiple layers of paper, or I'll just do it like that, or I'll take some cardstock. Hold on. This is a great idea. So if you're giving someone a book and you, like Roy said, make a bookmark. So that would be a really fun way to personalize something. It's upside down. But some people really get upset about the way that the paper is, but I don't want you to see the paper. We're not reading this. So usually I will add stickers or sometimes gesso just to push it back. I just want the texture of the fonts. And most of the time I will collage it so that it's multiple. And then what I want to do is I want to take a piece of the paper. I think I'm going to, let me see. This is, I hate to waste that one, but we'll do it. I'm gonna glue this on this side. I know what I'm doing. Oh, this is perfect. All right. I'm gonna cut this yellow out. So see how much you can do with just one piece of paper? It's like amazing. All right, so I just cut this out. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna glue this on here. But yeah, this would be great for gift giving. If you're gonna give someone a book, then go ahead and make a bookmark and use your trash, right? Hi, Lori. I just saw that you're here. Winnipeg, Colleen said. Monica, love junk journal. Oh, you do? Oh, awesome. All right, so you really should let this dry. I'm gonna take my little punch and we're gonna make a tab. Let me see. See if I can get it. I usually try, I try to conserve every piece. So like, I'm like making sure I can, it's wet. Let's see. I don't know if this is gonna work. It's really wet with the glue. Let's see. I don't want to rip it. There we go. Can I salvage it? Maybe. Okay. Because we're going to be gluing it together anyway. There we go. It did. It worked. I just need to cut this and trim it. You got to let the glue dry. But when you're live, you can't wait, right? You can't wait. All right, so now I'm just going to take my little thing and you fold it in half. And then we're going to glue it. So with this though, I'm going to use my repoured glue. It's art glitter glue. I love it. So I'm just going to create a tab, and I'm not going to put it all the way. I'm going to let it stick up a little bit, and I am going to lose a little bit of my butterfly, but that's okay. I could always pull it up a little bit more. There we go. And then with these tags, like I have like this stamp, which is really cool, that gives you like a lot of words. It's upside down. Let me see. Like journal today, and they're made to look like little labels. So like you could stamp them, and you can stamp them on a piece of paper and then glue them on, or you can take like little stickers like the Tim Holtz words and stick them on. So know that that's what I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to go ahead and move on a little bit. So you could leave this open, but I will be gluing it. And see, like it just kind of pokes out of your little thing. And then you can glue this onto your page, or you can just leave it in a tuck spot so that your tag comes in and out. And then if you gesso this, you can write in the back and then have this be like a little journal, like a little memory of what you did today, or whatever, however you would like to do that. So that's super fun. I love doing tags. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a journal card, and then this is a great way to have a journal spot. And then I'm just going to glue something on here. This is perfect. And then the next thing we're going to do is the concordance paper. I'm going to show you. It's going to be super fun. Hey Sheila. Hey girl. All my friends are in the house. That's awesome. Thank you guys. Make sure you sprinkle this, and again, this is a marathon, so make sure that you go on and follow everybody. I can't see. I need to do this way. I can't see. So yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to do a live on Royce's page, so I'm really glad. I need to be better and do this more, because it's always super fun, especially to do the marathons. Oh, I saved my little butterfly, but I had to cut him for the sake of the bigger one, but it'll still be there for something else. So I'm just gonna cut this, and I will wait for this to dry. I did want to say, I like to ink, so I inked my edges. I will ink this edge too, and sometimes I leave it where it's like little raggedy edges, because when you ink it, it looks super cool. So I will ink all of this too, because I like the way that inking looks. So this is a cool little journal card now, and so you can just journal in the back, and you can tuck this in your book. And see, let me just, so we made a journal for everyone that came on. Yes, I am on Royce's page. I am on my page, on Royce's page, and on my YouTube page. So yeah, you can go on Royce's page, and you can follow everybody, please. So see, and it all is going to be coordinating, and then we're going to use this one for something else too. So you have a theme going. So you won't see all of these other things, because we'll be collaging, we'll be adding. So like, for example, if I wanted to have a little, you could even do a little, like if you didn't want this to be a journal card, you could make this into a pocket, and then I could put this in there like that. And then you just stick your tag in there. So if you're new, just trying to explain. But this could also be inside, like this envelope is here. And I could have this be a pocket for my journaling card. And this would be decoupaged like that. But what I want to do when this dries, I want to round my corners because I like the way that that looks. Okay, so now I want to do this because I want to do something really fun with this. This is just concordance paper. I have this big book. I don't know if you can see it right here. It's a big concordance. I use it for my paper crafting. I have one at home that, you know, I can use. So what I decided was, I think I'd already looked, and I think this is about the size, maybe a little bit bigger. So like these master boards just have so much goodness, and you can cut them up however you want, or you can use them you know, in sections or like as a whole, however you want. All right, I'm just gonna cut this like this because I'm not sure. And then look, I mean, I still have like so much to go. We're gonna make an envelope, a big envelope, kind of like I did with this one. And I like doing like an invitation envelope, but these are so simple. So I'm gonna show you how I did this. I'm gonna cut this one out, and this actually is perfect for another little journal card, or I can just collage it. Look at that. How pretty is that? And then just add some transfers or add like some words on there. However you wanna embellish it. Okay, so I think I'm safe to do this, and if not, I can always add something different. So, I mean, this is so pretty. This would be a nice tag as well. All right, so, and I do have some stencils. Of course, you could use Royce's stencils too, like, so you could really embellish, like, see, like if you wanted to add a little floral element to it, how pretty would that be? Okay. I'm going to move all of this. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that you would try something like this if you've never tried it before? This paper is a little bit, it's super, super thin, like super, super thin. So I'm going to have to come back and watch everybody because it's craft night in, but it's date night for me. So Nathaniel and I will be going, I don't know where. I told him to plan it. So we'll see what he does. I don't know. You're getting me to take my first steps into the world of journaling. Oh, yay! Awesome. I hope you will try it. I have several tutorials, and I have something exciting that's coming. I don't want to tell you what it is yet, but something is coming that is going to be super, super fun in just a couple of weeks, and it's going to be all about journaling, so stay tuned. Now, what is really cool about this, okay, so go thrifting or go, you know, get some pages some books that you're not using and do this with. Again, this is 18-pound tissue paper. I don't know if you can see, but you can see the text behind this design. So I'm gonna I probably need to let this dry. All right, let me see. Let me cut the excess off. I have been, right before I went live, I went outside and I threw the trash out. And I guess some flies got in here. And I cannot stand flies. They are so nasty. And I was walking around, and I'm at the store with big windows. And I'm sure people were cracking up because I was like running around the store trying to kill the flies. And this little one is right here, and I'm like, oh, they're so gross. I don't like, well, I don't like any bugs, like I said. All right, I'm gonna cut this off. What's my time? It's 3:39. All right. So I'm gonna have to use this paper for something else and see what else I can come up with. But this is so much fun. I hope that you're enjoying this. Sharon said, love the journaling ideas. That's genius. Oh, awesome. You make it look so easy. Yeah, who said that? Girl, it is easy. Sheila, it is easy. I promise. All right, so see how pretty this is? Now, if you are bothered by words being in the wrong direction, then maybe you should cut your paper out and don't do it like this. That doesn't bother me. Like, that does not bother me. Butter swing? Wait, better. Okay, sorry. The light is so bright. I was like, what? All right. So if it bothers you, cut it, okay? Cut it. So you have to decide, you can decide how big of an envelope you want and how big of a flap. So this is gonna be my flap. If it bothers you, look, with this, especially this design, I could make the flap like this so that this would be my envelope and then this would be the back so that the text is all there. And that's a decent size flap. So I'm going to show you. So this was one sheet of paper and I pulled it up. I put the thumb notch there and then I left myself some room here and then I folded down my flap and then see how my edges, I just like it curved and rounded. And then I used these are actually one of my washi tapes. And I have, whenever I do this, I always have my washi tapes. I actually designed washi tapes, so I have them available on my website. And I like to embellish with them. So I probably will do the same thing. So I think I'm gonna do this right here. And like I said, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. I'm just gonna make sure everything is glued down and flat. There's so many different ways to do these envelopes. You could actually do this envelope and have it be upright like this. Like this could be your flap that you seal it with. You can close down here and you can have a flap this way. So you could have an envelope that way, like a coin envelope they call it. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna have an actual regular envelope. I'm probably gonna trim that off a little bit. So I'm just gonna fold it down. You could measure if you are a measurer. I don't measure. I have hymnal books from church. I do too. You're giving me ideas. I use my hymnal paper. I make all kinds of things with it. I always use hymnal and buy old Bibles, raggedy Bibles. Like I have a stack, like these two books right here are hymnal books. So, okay, so let's do this. Let me clean up. Let me see if I can clean it up. I'm sometimes, especially when the light is really bright, like I can't see that well. And so I don't always cut very straight, especially if I have the light on. If that bothers you, then use a, you know, if you have a hard time, use the paper cutter. All right, so see, so here we go. So this is gonna be, is this even straight? I don't think it's straight. All right, let me see if I can get it straight. There we go. I think that's a little bit more straight. Where did oh, there it is. All right. I lost my other one, so I'm just using the IOD stick. Okay. I don't know if it's dry enough, but I have this little rounder. And it's not, it's so flimsy. It's still really flimsy. and it might be wet, but let's just see. I like living on the edge. It's hard. It's hard to get it to cut. You know what we need to do? Let me do this. Let me put something here to just brace it a little bit more, maybe. Sometimes that works, but it could just be the glue. Okay, that's a little bit better. Not perfect, but again, I would wait for it to dry. That one did a little bit better. And then if the paper's really flimsy, just put another thicker piece of paper. So see, now I've got that. And then when you ink it, I'm using Distress Oxide. It just makes it stand out. I'm using Gathered Twigs. I usually use Vintage Photo, but you know, whatever. So see, this is just the tissue paper because it was bigger. It was a little bit bigger than my concordance. But when I put it down, it just makes it look really good. So then the next thing would be to put in my, no, that's the wrong one. Yeah. All right. I just kind of guess at the middle, and then this is a great way to send someone happy mail. So if you take the decoupage papers, you make your own little envelope, you close it up, or like a little folio. I just put all my folios to the side. You could make something really, really pretty. And see, so like I said, you can make the flap on the side, you can make the flap on the top. And now all we're gonna do is glue it. I'm at 346, so it would not bother me at all to have the text upside down, and I love all the text. See, that's how I am. It does not bother me at all. So what I'm gonna do is, here's a tip. Do not glue this side. Make sure you glue here, because this is shorter than the middle. See, you've got 3 creases, and so you want to glue this side. I just put a little bit of glue, and then you bring it up, and there you go. So then when you're in your journal, you can hide all kinds of ephemera, or if you wanted to have this be an ephemera holder, you can, you know, if you're traveling, and I have a little bag, I put it over there, that I do my ATCs with, and you can just hide stuff in here. Again, you can jelly print that, or just paint on some color. You can also just, you know, distress it a little bit using a little bit of the Distress Oxide, so it's not so white, and then it just blends with, finish that off a little bit, so it doesn't look so new, unless you like new, and do you. I like it like that. Okay, so the other thing that really quickly that what we can do, so now we have all of this. Let's see real quick. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. See, this, I don't know, I need to glue that down. I need to glue that one down. I don't know what it is about the rounded corners, but it just makes everything look so good to me. And I need to just cut a little bit of this excess off. And then maybe I can round that one a little bit better. But see, this is a perfect little journal spot. And usually what I will do is I will put some washi stickers or washi tape or whatever to embellish that. And then of course, now watch, when you ink it, so I did graphic design for a long time. I still do. I make printables and stuff like that, and other stuff for other people. Whenever you add a drop shadow, or like add a like darkening around the corners. It just forces your eye to go inside. And so now that's why I like to ink it, because this kind of reminds me of, you know, creating stuff on the computer. Like, I'm gonna put this here. Oh, this is all lifting. So you always want to make sure your edges, even when you're paper crafting, you want your edges to be down so that it'll stay firm. There we go. That's a lot better. And if it's too flimsy for you, then you could glue 2 index cards together and that would make it a lot firmer. And then I would add like one of those little things. I love to add black to things. It helps to ground everything, especially there's a little bit of black in that butterfly. Here, I'll just take this one. And even though these are stickers, I'm running out of time. So it's 3:50 and I wanted to do one more thing. Let me see if I have enough time. I still run this through my, I'm going to put this here, my glue. And you can add more labels. You can add different things. You can add some transfer, you know, to make it your own. Hey, Maureen, how are you? So how cool is that? All right, so that's that. So I would ink everything. I would ink all of this. Now, again, I use that concordance paper. It's super, super thin. You could use, you could do the same thing. You could have 2 or 3 concordance papers that you glue together to firm it up. And that really does make a difference. A lot of times I will glue my papers together if I'm specifically wanting to use that, because I have so many books that I decoupage with, or I mean junk journal with. So I mean, and the feel of it, and then if you wax it, oh my gosh, it just looks so, so cool. I'm in love. I can't wait to see what everybody else does and what papers everybody chose. Again, don't forget to follow everybody. Oh, here, I'm going to show you this. Okay, so this is where we made the tag, and we'll recap. I wanted to add a little washi sticker. I'm going to show you like how it takes it up a notch. Like this is just, I think this is like a small Webster's dictionary. I have a lot of different dictionaries, and I'll decoupage with all of them in different ways, just because I like having the various text. Like I look for that, like the sizes, and I like typography, different fonts. So I'm just going to seal this up. All right. I forgot to do that. And then I can wrap this around. So again, you can glue this into your journal, or you can just put it into a pocket. And now we have this here. Actually, it's separating from the, making sure that my glue is there. All right, so now, but look at adding a little bit of a sticker right here, how that takes it up. So we created the tag. We created the journal out of the envelope that we will wrap like this. However, we're going to do that. We created the envelope. So see, it's a theme. And it all is going to work so great together. The journal spot. And then another way that you could do a journal spot is using playing cards. I have an ATC addiction. I just made like, how many ATCs did I do the other day? We have a subscription group. I can't remember. And we each take turns doing, oh, this is perfect. Doing the subscription boxes, and Grace, my friend, did hers in March. And so they're colors that I wouldn't ordinarily do, but I think I ended up doing 23 cards out of the March subscription. Like, it was so much fun. So I'm just gonna ink this up. We're at 3:53. Don't forget, Kim is up next. Then my friend Michelle. Royce is gonna close us out tonight. Like a little ATC, and then you just you're done if you want to be done, or you just add. I like adding like a little thing. Let me show you. But this could also be a journal spot. So you can, I will oftentimes, let me see, do I have any of my, I will take plain paper and spritz it with ink spray. I don't see one, but I also have like the watercolor paper that I used. I know I have it in here because I had it here with my stuff. I see, look, Lexi and Royce, well, this is part of what they sent me. I'm going to utilize this paper in my journal too, because then, you know, it just helps me to remember everything. Okay, let me show you this very, very quickly, because I did want to show you different ways that you can do this. I actually did a little workshop in our subscription group showing how you could take paper and make all kinds of pockets, but you could do the same thing with this. Once you put it onto something, you can make like little pockets, and so this will go in your journal. Here's a worship envelope that I did. Like, that's a little envelope. This is a little thing. I'm going to use that. See, this is another little pocket. So what you would do is you would have you would have it just sitting there in your journal. You could glue it in, or you could hinge it with washi. And then you just have like all these little pockets like that. So you could take the paper with the Royclycled paper and make these. These are so much fun. And because it make the envelopes. Oh, $3.55. Hold on. Okay, we're going to do this one. Be fearless. There's just so many things that you can do. And especially if you want to create things for people, it's so much fun to create stuff. I have been making ATCs like crazy. Lori's in our group. She's been making ATCs like crazy. The March box was good, wasn't it? This all looks so cool. Lisa, thank you for inspiring me. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad. So, look at that. I mean, and that's simple. Usually we add a lot of stuff to our ATCs, but this would make a great journal card. I was trying to see. I know I have. And then, like, see, I've got all this stuff. Like, we did mixed media mystery boxes. My friend sent this to me, Melanie from Art by Melanie. And see, this coincides with that. Like, I could just put this on the back and, like, use a little bit of gesso to take away some of it, so that if I wanted to write on it, or just use it like that. Like, there's so many things that you can do. Like, I have like these ink sprays, I'll just splatter it, or you could take the Distress Oxides and then just grunge it up a little bit so that you could have a card. And then the more that you add to it, it becomes thicker. So, all right, just to recap. Oh my goodness. That was ink, so I need to pick that one up off the floor. I don't want getting ink on the floor. All right, so recap. Oh, I can't. We've got to use this piece too in my little thing. All right, so I still have, y'all, I still have all of this. And so all of this will be used to finish up my journal, and this little piece of paper, and then that little scrap here. Well, I've got this scrap, this scrap. We throw nothing away. It is all going to be used for collaging. All right. So we did the cover of the journal out of an envelope. I've got all of my signatures here that have to be embellished. All of this, and I could use the paper to cover this up if I wanted to, and I might use some of it in a big collage. I've got my signature in here, so all of these things will go in here. I've got a really cool envelope, and what's cool about the envelopes is that you can, I love to use them as flaps. Like, if you wanted to, you could actually put this here, close this up, and then like have it flap open. Like, I love that. I love adding elements like that. So then here's my tag. I have to be careful because of that glue. Then the journal spot, and a little journal spot, or an ATC, and you can give this. I give them away to my customers. I have a drawer full of ATCs. So anyway, this is the things that you can do with them. I hope that you're inspired.